This is Jeremy Prohet here for the Hannibal TV. So thrilled to be joined by none other than a legend in his own right, Savio Vega. So glad to have you on my show. How you feeling today?
Thank you. I feel good. Talking, before we start, that I love cold. I love cold. That make you relax. I live in Puerto Rico. It's hot. It's in the 90s and the 80s something, but it's just like. And I love this weather. Not the one with the 20 feet of snow, but this kind of a weather make me happy. And I'm happy for being here. Thank you.
And is this the first time you've been in Canada in a long time? When was the last time you were in Canada?
No, I was, I forget the names.
Out west?
Nearby here, by the east side, the island.
Oh, the Maritimes, they call it. Like New Brunswick, Nova Scotia.
I don't know, but Canada area.
The island, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Maritimes.
I was there about 2 years ago, maybe. Yeah. But like in the main line, it's special in this area. Wow, more than 20 years.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And we were talking a little bit off air before the interview, and I was saying the first time I ever saw this man wrestle, I must have been maybe 7, 8 years old.
Oh, this is easy now. What is your problem with me? You grow too fast. I'm still the same, and you guys, I don't know.
Well, you still look the same as when I saw you all those years ago.
Yeah, you give it to me.
That was a good. We're getting hardcore already.
El bate de tío Savio Vega.
And I was saying this was actually at the Montreal Forum. It's an arena where the Canadians used to play,
Sí.
and now they have a new arena called the Bell Center. So it was really a long time ago. And you were wrestling as Quang. I loved the Quang character, the ninja. It was
Me too.
really captivating when I was younger, seeing that character, ninja in a wrestling ring was amazing.
Yes.
And you wrestled Lex Luger on that night, and the place was sold out. It was the Montreal Forum. You might have been the main event on that one too.
I don't know, maybe because Lex Luger was the big guy that they pushing at the moment with the propaganda they did with him. Maybe yes, I don't know. I didn't even remember that match when you mentioned to me. But it's a pleasure to me to be here. To be honest.
Yeah. So I'm sure you have a lot of great memories here in Canada. You'll probably have more after tonight.
Yes.
You'll be in action. Your career is one that spanned many, many years, many promotions. Obviously, a great run in the WWF. And in fact, not too long ago, they were showing the King of the Ring tournaments there. And you did the one in 90, I want to say it was 95?
Maybe.
95 or 96?
That's when I wrestled the first time ever in WWF or WWE. The first time some wrestler wrestled 4 times in their history. So I put that like was an A plus. I was in my 24 cents straight up with the company. I was doing everything was coming good. After that, of course, they cannot hold some Puerto Rican have the legend of wrestle one time. Then Shawn Michaels did it and Triple H did it, but they can't hold it. It's Boricua, be there.
Now, did you ever feel at the time that maybe there were some powers working against you? As you mentioned, they wouldn't want a Puerto Rican in that position. Is that something you came across a lot in your career?
They test me, of course, for some few things. They ask you of the record to see where's your head, where you going. That's in that area, at that era, 90 something. This era, probably is different. They already have these guys, I don't know, trained somehow, and it's good. Everybody want to make it there because the big name of the company, they have to make adjustment every day because it's a business of making adjustment every second because whatever. And but in my time, yes, I feel pressure and a few things. Yeah. Course.
Because it was interesting for me watching at that time, and that was right around when I started watching wrestling. It was from late '93. That was the first year I started, and then you came along, and in my mind, you're one of the few visible minorities that I can remember really breaking through, getting those opportunities on TV at that time, especially with the King of the Ring, and having you and Mabel in the finals. it seemed as though big things were going to happen for you, that you do a performance like that, hey, you know, this guy's destined for championship opportunities.
Why they put me there? Because Razor Ramon don't want to put Mabel over. So he was saying that his ribs was hurt, whatever story. So they said, okay, they took Razor out, let's put Savio on it. I wrestled IRS, the roadie, Yokozuna, and Mabel. I was like a razor blade, sharp. In the first match with IRS, I hurt my ribs. Took a bump outside, bad bump, and I hurt my ribs. I said, oh, the first match I'm hurt. And coming up, the opening of the show and the match right away with, but it was Yokozuna or Roddy, I don't know. I believe Yokozuna. And it was easy match. You could rest a little bit, and we did what we did. And it was very good. The rest of the matches, the red pay-per-view, whatever, happy for that to happen. And another world, a wrestler to do that, they probably gonna put them big time, push it on Monday and continue, because no matter what, I was there maybe a nobody in Shovel, but the people believe and the people love that character in that moment, and see the way they sell it, where Savio Vega is going to be the new Rocky Balboa to win, and he's coming from no being in a pay-per-view to win the first match, to go to the second, to go to the third. Oh my God, he's in the way up, and they cut it and they went to another place because they want I don't know what. But I believe, looking at it right now, that curve went south.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Mabel didn't last very long as champion, as King of the Ring, I should say, and whether that was due to in-ring or out of the ring, there's a lot of stories out there.
And we don't want to push Savio. It's like, okay, just kill it right here.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but you'll have those memories forever that you got to do those 4 matches. It was impressive, and
you learn, me as a businessman too, with the wrestling, you learn how to do things better and not make the same mistakes.
Mm-hmm. And so when they brought you in, I know they transitioned you from Quang into your own persona, and then from there into Los Boricuas. Well, actually, before Los Boricuas, there was the Nation of Domination. What was the plan initially with you being a part of the Nation? Was it always supposed to be that?
They want to have fun. That's what they took on. They want to have fun on the garden. How they gonna do something, you know, with to change this story. They have in mind do the gang gimmick. So when they told me we're gonna switch you on the Madison Square Garden, let's do it. I love to be heel. We did it. I remember I got heat with Vince because he wanted me to rip my Puerto Rican flag.
Oh,
yeah, I have a picture there where you see I have a Puerto Rican flag. And I'm on top of Crush, rest in peace, his soul, and Ron Simmons' shoulders. They put me up, and I've got the flag, because Madison Square Garden was more Puerto Ricans. Mm-hmm. So me switching against Ahmed Johnson, oh my God, Puerto Rican just switched to heel. So he wanted me to rip the flag, and he was there. I say no, and he was like, what the fuck? And I say no. So Bruce Preacher come next to the ring and he's here, rip the flag. I say no, and I turn around on him and give it to Ron Simmons. I say, you do it. I'm not gonna do it. You know, but he's not the same heat. I shouldn't do it because, but no, I respect my flag. I love my flag, and I'm proud. I got the heat. I don't got the money that probably come after that, but I'm proud that I did it.
It was excellent. And during that time, you got to work with a lot of different talent. You're one of the few people who, I think, I saw this on the internet, it may not be true, but the only one to have wins over The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Triple H.
Yes.
I don't think there's many others that have that. I mean, The Undertaker might, but I think you're one of the few that...
Taker, yeah, but their first loss was against me. Yeah. We are in the same level. I was just a little bit over them. When they arrived, I was already there. I have maybe 2 years of experience in the company, and they put me with Stone Cold to do his tryout. Just simple. Let's have a tryout. and we come up with a masterpiece match. That was on Monday, San Antonio. On Tuesday, we wrestle out of nowhere, Texas area, and they want to see the match again, another tryout. And we come up with another masterpiece. That's where they say, "Well, let's put these two guys together." So we are like almost 2 years married. Wrestle here, there, over there, getting in shape till he got his big time opportunity.
Yeah.
And I got the kicking ass.
Yeah, I don't think you get enough credit. Well, I don't think you get enough credit for how much you did for Steve Austin during that time.
No, well, he did what he did. That was his times. He's a great friend of mine. I consider him a friend. Great people, good people. None of that person that goes to his head. He's a businessman, and by the time we wrestled, we treat each other equal. Good things about Steve and me, that we coming from almost the same school of wrestling. Not being in the same ceiling, because he was in Texas area, Florida area, I don't know, that west south area working, and I was in Puerto Rico. But most of the people that he wrestled in that area come to Puerto Rico too. So we got almost the same school. And before, for wrestling, was one book, one simple book, tiny one, small one, of doing things. And so we come up with that.
Yeah.
We come up with the idea of, when we come up in the ring, do a simple match. Let's see, I don't know you, you don't know me. That's what I tell them. Let's call it in the ring. My finish is a spinning kick. And we did it in the ring. That come up. Pat Patterson come to me and said, "Savio told me." I said, "You told me." I said, "It was wonderful." I said, "It was great. You see it." I don't have to say nothing. He's good. He's like, wow. So next day we did it again, and wow. Then from that point on, Savio Vega and Steve. Then later was Dustin Rose. Dustin was every Monday getting dressed, paint, and sit down. And look at this Monday, the other Monday. I said, "What are you doing, man?" He's like, "They don't know what to do with me." I said, "What do you mean?" "They don't know." I said, "Well, I know I could do something with you." "You really?" "Yeah. I gotta talk to Pat." Let's talk to Pat. Here Pat comes and says, "Hey, Savio, Dustin said that you know how to do something with his characters." "Well, I guess yes." "Do it. Show me." "All right." So I put it together. They put us together for almost 8 months, maybe more, to work everywhere. They give us a pay-per-view, but we have good matches.
There's some good TV matches there. I think one of his debut was, I think, with Marty Jannetty, but then the first Raw appearance was with you.
Yeah, we did a couple of things. All that, the gimmick where he's like touching people, that was my idea, to get the character on something, and do the kiss. And they don't want to plug like he's a drag queen or he's a gay person, nothing like that. But it's him. That's the person that you think whatever you want to think. But the character's gonna work. Tough guy, he's a wrestler, but he has his manners and he like to touch the face or I don't know what the heck. So we come up with a couple of things and what's good. We mixed that with wrestling and worked perfect.
Yeah. And why I said with Steve Austin, because as a fan, I remember watching when he came in as the ringmaster.
Yeah.
And they had him with Ted DiBiase, and it never connected with me. Mm-hmm. And you started wrestling with him, I think he was the ringmaster, and then transitioned to Stone Cold, and you had that Caribbean strap match, which I think was a great match. I don't think they've done one since...
We did it.
Since you left the company, I don't think they...
Yeah, they have.
They've done... They didn't call it the same thing. They've done like Bull Rope.
No, they call it, I don't know, different, but they have few matches. The people were like, we worked, the first match we did was in Charlotte, North Carolina maybe. That's when the lightning strike and the light went out. Mm-hmm. And we did maybe, 20 minutes of the match. Tried to kill some time till the light come up. Finally they say, hey, start the match. So we did the match without light. That was a real light out match with the Caribbean strap match. And we beat the hell out of each other. We did the whole match. Light never come up. So we are in the dressing room Monday. That's when Sunday. So the guys, you're gonna do the same match or you're gonna work again on Tuesday for encore presentation of pay-per-view. We are like, oh, and you have half an hour match. So it's like, oh, we all beat up. Well, we rest on Monday. They give us Monday off, and on Tuesday they did a couple of matches. And let's go for the pay-per-view. We have half an hour match. I love the first match, to be honest. We add and take from the second couple of things, but I love the first one, the one that never aired. Was a good. I mean, was a solid, great match.
Yeah.
Yes. The second one was good. The first one, I love that one. Oh.
And now let's talk about the other time that you main evented a pay-per-view, which was the No Way Out, where you were a part of the Team Degeneration X.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels wasn't good to go, and they chose you, put you into that spot, a big pay-per-view spot. Maybe tell us how that came about.
Yeah, I believe they chose Savio Vega because the rest of the guys were busy, and the other ones don't put, they're not. I was more involved with them, not directly, but somehow some things. So here they pick Savio. Let's do the 4 against 4. Was a great match. It was a good match. Had been in a ring with Terry Funk that I wrestled with him in Puerto Rico one-on-one a few times. Be with him in Japan. I worked with him too in Japan. Now in the United States too. It's a pleasure. It was a pleasure to be with all those gentlemen in that ring. We come from the same, from known each other. Then the only thing that put us there is wrestling, and I love it to be honest.
And then after that, obviously, well, around the same time, you had Los Boricuas,
Sí.
which was with you and Miguel Perez,
Castillo and Estrada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, was that your idea? Was that something that they pitched to you?
Well, they pitched it. They put us together. Now to break something, you have to get it together first. You cannot break something that it never was together. So what they have to do is put us together and make the whatever story is. That's when they break the Nation of Domination. So Nation still the owner of the big gang. So Crush looked for his disciples of the Apocalypse, and I looked for my Boricuas.
And so, to me, it seemed like they were bringing you guys in as the baby faces and all that. Because the Nation,
yeah.
obviously, they were the heels. Crush was the heel for most of the time he came back, but you were a big baby face before joining the Nation. So it seemed like you guys were coming in with the fire.
Yeah, and so it was like okay, and let's see what's come up with this. And we did pay-per-views, we did single matches. We used the card that was in Selena movie. I don't know if you remember. It was a big boss, motor coach boss. They was stuck in their truck, and a car tried to pull the truck, and the bumper come out. So that car, we used it in photo shootings in San Antonio, Texas. That's when we dragged the motorcycle in the back. We stole the motorcycles from the disciples. It was a good story with what happened with the Nation of Dominations and the Boricuas.
But eventually, it seemed the company put you in a more heel direction after a while, and I think there were some injuries too.
Yeah, I hurt my neck bad. The C7 pinched my nerve, my tricep, and I was out. Since that, I went out. I finished, the rehab therapy, fixed. My neck was okay. Then from there, Super Astros, that was in Spanish. We did 13 weeks for Univision, and in Spanish, half-an-hour show. The show was great, good ratings, but Vince wants some kind of money in where Univision say no. Something happened there, and they break relations.
And that was taped usually before the TV tapings.
Yeah, we tape a few matches, and we do some vignettes in the back. So every week we tape something new. Half an hour. It was just half-an-hour show. So we used the entrance of WWF. The idea was make our own Spanish WWF. That was a lot of Mexicans there by that time. The Midgets was there too. A couple of the Mexicans guys. The Boricuas, Miguel Castillo did the character of the merenguero with music, you know. Miguel was doing nothing. I was doing agent for that, Hugo Sabinovich and Bruce Preacher. We've come up with 13 weeks, nice, good, but that you never complete the negotiation and everybody.
And see, I didn't know what a lot of that was. I came across it. It's on YouTube, a lot of the Super Astros.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times they would maybe blend in maybe one or two of the guys from AAA. They would have them do a couple of matches on TV.
Yeah.
But I never knew until recently that it was its own show. It's interesting that you bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that Vince really wanted to target the Latin American market?
Well, right now they're touching the Latin American. They go more worldwide. Before, when I was with them, they never went to South America, never. Now they're going to Mexico. They went to Mexico, Chile, Peru, different places in South America. They visit Panama. They coming to Puerto Rico next month, I believe. Let me see. At the end of the month, or next month. Yeah, the 26th, I believe so.
And
So, yeah.
do you feel that Puerto Ricans are very well represented? There aren't too many right now on the main roster. I know that they previously had Primo and Epico, the Colons as a team.
Yeah.
Carlito worked for the company before, but we don't see many actual Puerto Ricans. We see people of Puerto Rican descent, but is it just that there's maybe not a proper channel of talent being sent there? Are they not looking towards Puerto Rico? It has a rich history of wrestling.
Yeah, their eyes are, of course, in somewhere. They're looking something that we don't know, which, well, it's okay. But Carlitos, they tried to get Carlitos back. I talked to him last week. I was with him, and I said, brother, just go there, get a contract, get whatever money with the hires every year, whatever, because you're not gonna make that kind of money in the street.
Mm-hmm.
Make some money, live okay, it's good. If you have it, if I have the opportunity, I do it.
Well, definitely, I would hope that Carlito, although he's doing really well with Glow, he was in
He's doing a
TV
couple
show.
of things here.
And he's booked everywhere.
And his brother and Primo, I believe they finish. I don't know if they finish yet. They probably not don't say it, or they're gonna do it this year coming up, or next year, because they're working in Puerto Rico.
Oh, they will?
Yeah, they went to.
Well, I feel Vince has been pretty lenient with allowing Carlos' sons.
And the point where they didn't even use them no more. So they're not kind of before they put the belts on them big time.
Mm-hmm.
They push them, big time.
Well, he got the belt. Carlito, when he was with Primo, with his brother, they won the tag belts.
Yeah, but that's if you see the how they do it, that's for sell toys. So everybody's a champion, make belts too, and make the different costumes and make the whatever. So that's why everybody's a champion there. You got 20 belts, of course. Let's sell more belts.
But definitely, I think the time would be right now if Carlito wants to go back, because with competition, with AEW, they're giving out big contracts. Can get
I believe WWF with AEW there, they should come back to do some old timers stuff. That's what the people love. They want that for a long time, and they should go, with that. Go in and out, because every time when they bring Stone Cold or Rock or something, that go up. So hey, I don't know if they would, want to use them all the time because they cost too much money. Let's use the rest of the people. You have a bunch of people out there that like to make some money.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever been approached since leaving the company about coming back, or even doing like an interview with them?
No. The only thing that I just received call for the game. 2K16.
Video game, yeah.
That's it, Howard Finkel. But nothing, no relation with the company.
Not even a Legends deal or anything like that? No?
Bless them.
Fair enough. But I mean, you've obviously been keeping very busy, very active in Puerto Rico. I wear the IWA shirt.
IWA, that's the company we're running. Everybody that want to see something about IWA, go on YouTube and click IWA Puerto Rico. Put Puerto Rico, see? IWA. Impacto Total is the name of the show, Impacto Total. But you put IWA Puerto Rico on the loop right there, and hey, watch what we do in Puerto Rico, en la isla del encanto. Oye, para todos los que nos están viendo ahora mismo que son de habla hispana, Saludos, muchas bendiciones para todos ustedes. Le habla tío Savio Vega desde Puerto Rico. Estamos ahora en Canadá cuando estamos grabando esto. Gracias a todos los latinos, a toda la gente que sigue la lucha libre y que nos apoya. Muchas bendiciones a todos ustedes. Estamos ahí en las redes, todas las redes sociales pueden buscar como tío Savio Vega, como Savio Vega y la ídolo a Puerto Rico. Así que muchas bendiciones a ustedes.
Yeah. No need to worry. I was going to give you time to plug everything. It's good. I speak a little bit of Spanish, not as much as you. Poquito. De escuela para 4 años, no hablo más.
Hasta ahí, pero si sigues practicando, lo vas a perfeccionar.
Well, maybe if you have the opportunity to book me in Puerto Rico, then I can be immersed in the culture.
Yeah.
With that said, I kind of lost my train of thought there, but I was going to say, obviously you've been very active in Puerto Rico. You just did the shout out to your company there. Who are some of the stars to look out for in your promotion? Some of the up and coming stars.
We are pushing big time now with Judas. Michael Judas is come back to the company. We have a show September 7th. Was a great show. People enjoying what we did in Puerto Rico. We did the Globe of Death, which is the big globe. They run the motorcycles in the circus. I use that. That's the only company that do that match in Puerto Rico or in the whole world. I call it the Globe de la Muerte. So we come up with that idea a couple of years ago. This is the third match that I've done in that match. That's my type of match. And the first man to win is the one go through the door. But you got weapons all over the globe, and it's interesting. We did that match. Now coming up in November 30, we have Hardcore Weekend, which is going to be Flash Flanagan / Venom against Savio Vega in some type of stipulation match, where definitely it's going to be barbed wire involved. So we're going to have a great match.
Excellent. Well, that's going to be a lot different than your match tonight with Paul Rosenberg, which I don't think you'll have too much trouble with him. I'm looking forward to seeing you get in there, rough him up, chop him a few times.
That guy, he's talking trash. He's, I don't know, he's Canadian?
He's a Canadian that is very pro-American. He's a very pro-American Canadian.
So why he don't move over there and stay over there? What is, I don't know, Paul Rosenberg, man. I don't know. Let's see what happened in the match. I know you are good. I hear you have a big, huge mouth, bigger than a hippopotamus.
Yeah, hippopotamus.
Yeah. So I don't know. Let's see what happened. Let's see what happened in the match. Hope you're ready. I'm ready. I'm gonna bring my knowledge, my experience into that ring, because you never know when you're gonna use it for with a person like you. So Paul Rosenberg. Don't mention my Puerto Rican people. Respect that part, and I guarantee it's going to be finished all over the place, all over right away. It's going to be, it's going to be quick. Don't worry.
And I know he's very political. Are you? Do you follow American politics?
A little bit, not too much, because it's the same, much more of the same. You got all this going into the politics. These people like happen in my country too. They steal money from the people that need money. If they are the government, why you don't make everything good for everybody? If health insurance, education, whatever, the taxes. I mean, why you don't have to do it nice the first time? For everybody equal, to be everybody in the same, so you don't have to worry about the elders. And the future, the kids, where they learn how to make it better and better and better. Why we need to teach the people how to steal? You are in the eyes of public eye. You are in the public eye, and the people have the right to choose who's there or not. So I believe it's going to be elections here and soon in Puerto Rico too. And I guarantee you, the people are going to be smart voting. We are the first country in the world to take a government out peacefully. It was 12 days of protest in Puerto Rico. Of course, the police do their job. Their police are against that government. He talked about trash about everybody. In a chat, they did a chat. And being a first representative of government, He was mocking the dead people from the hurricane. He was knocking their own fellow workers from the same party. I mean, what a stupid guy, stupid, completely stupid. And we took him out. Now he's a lady for the term of 1 year and a half, and so far she's doing good. So hey, why not do it good in the first time? Why? Don't cost you nothing. That money that they give you is to work with the people. Why you have to, steal it, man? Why? It's like crazy.
Mm-hmm. No, a lot of corruption, definitely.
Give it to me. I fixed those $7.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I can kind of feel a bit of a kinship with you. My mother is actually from the Caribbean too.
See?
Yeah, she's from Antigua.
Oh, next door.
I was also going to ask you, do you ever do shows maybe other places in the Caribbean?
We went to St. Croix, St. Thomas.
Okay. Yeah.
Trinidad Tobago. That's it. Yeah, but none of the rest. Last time I don't even remember what it was. Santa Cruz, I believe it was. Kind of, yes, St. Croix, yes. But yeah, we worked St. Thomas, St. Croix, Dominican Republic, Trinidad Tobago. Trinidad Tobago was in the 80s, 87, 88, something like that. We almost go every 2 weeks.
Wow.
To Trinidad Tobago. Pack houses. Ooh, heavy. Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. Good to hear that wrestling is still alive and well in the
Still,
Caribbean.
yeah, I mean, some problems here there, but still working.
Yeah. Excellent. Now, throughout your career, I mean, do you have a match? If you were to tell anyone that if you want to see Savio Vega at his best, check out this match, whether it be in the WWF or in Puerto Rico or at any point.
Well, people saw the matches that I did with Stone Cold, but one of the matches that I always told the wrestlers to watch, especially the ones who do tag team, is a pay-per-view done in England. Was the Headbangers against Miguel Perez and Savio Vega for the tag team titles. The psychology that Miguel and me we use in that match, the way we plan to do that match, the way we play, saying that word, the referee, is something that you need to check and go like, okay, I see this, I see that, why you do this, why you do that, how to take the match to another level.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And do you follow the current product? Do you ever watch?
No, to be honest, not. Don't have the time to sit down to watch wrestling for 2 hours. Not. And sometimes I watch my show on different times, but not like before that I was sit down to. I watch the product in my office. Then I have to sit down at home to watch it real time, And then at night we have the show. This has happened every Saturday. We have around 35 to 5,000 people every Saturday night.
Okay, wow. Impressive.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about the current state of wrestling now, with a lot of companies over the last few weeks getting TV deals? We saw the NWA, the AEW, and a lot of other promotions gaining traction to where in America, there's wrestling almost every night now.
Big time. I mean, double shows on Saturday, or 3 shows, 4 shows, more. But the ones that come in with TV and have the big paychecks, they have to fight big time, because WWF have a big pressure on them, because AEW, they're eating those ratings. But they have to be careful with how they're doing things, how they promote themselves. They need to have a good booker, somebody that is thinking the right way to do things there. They have the money, they have the TV. So the only thing they have to have is a good head, a good booker, somebody that think in the business and not in themselves.
And would you be open to a working relationship if you were to be approached by one of those?
I'm working with MLW.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm happy with them right there. If they choose me to work over there, well, talking is the only way to do it. But I'm happy with MLW, what they doing, the crew that they have is a wonderful crew, and I help them to I don't know, to have some magic in those matches. You know, so I'm there with them, big time, full time, 24/7.
Well, that's excellent. Well, you know, we always, with everyone that we have on here, I always like to say, you know, do you have any advice for all the young wrestlers out there watching? Because we have a lot of fans, but we have a lot of wrestlers too. What would you like to say?
Times change. I understand that, of course. Times change for good or bad or whatever, but out of that, you're gonna come up with the experience. Use that experience. You know, today the kids are going too much flip, too much jump. With no time to rest, no time to grab a hole, no time to tell the story. It's not tell story there. It's not story. It's just I jump and jump and jump. They go with 20 bags of high spots to the ring. When you think it's gonna finish, no, they have 10 more. And when you think those 10 finish, no, they got 20 more. And more on top of more come to the point where break. They make a lot of mistakes in those spots because when I think it's this way, it's the other way. When I think it's jump, it's down, and that's when they look bad. Plus, they don't tell no story to the fans. You see sometimes the match and the fans just right there like, nothing happened. It's no story. When you tell a story, you keep the fan all the time yelling and saying something and mad, and you make them into your match and you tell them how to do things, when to react, how to react. You know, they cannot go, you as a wrestler, you cannot go 100 miles per hour in the ring jumping because you're not going to continue to do that for life. Come down to 25 miles, go 50, come back down, go up and down, go 100, come back down. Because the day you cannot do 100 miles per hour, the fans gonna say, you know.
That's very insightful, and
I'll tell you that.
I'm sure that there's a lot of people watching, you know, that type of advice is going to make a difference in their career. I know that's not falling on deaf ears with me. I listen.
It's good for them. I mean, it's do it. Just try. Don't try to do too much the one night. Maybe they wrestle one a month or whatever. They want to throw everything there. No, take your time. Save something for later, and add and take and add. And when you come, tell the story. Be the best match of the night, but the best match of the night is where people go crazy. Of course, if you do a set of finishes, good ones at the end, and you hook the people, they're gonna react. But do something that they flip that way, come the other way, and land. Before you land, you're already up, like nothing's selling. It's like, oh my God, you're killing it.
Well, I mean, we've talked about a lot of things. Now is usually the time I'd like to let you, if there's anything you want to plug, maybe your promotion again, if you'd like to let the people Puerto Rico.
Easy. Just go on YouTube and click subscribe. IWA Puerto Rico. IWA Puerto Rico. I'm in Instagram, same IWA Puerto Rico too. On YouTube, Facebook, look for Savio Vega official fan page. IWA official fan page too. From Puerto Rico, and you could see what we're doing over there and see the wrestlers, the local, and you could see through that camera, to that TV, a bunch of things that happen in the island of Puerto Rico. Thank you for having me here, and see you down the road.
Yep. Well, it's been a pleasure having you here. I appreciate you taking the time to speak to me and all the fans watching on the Hannibal TV, and I hope that you as well have enjoyed this video, and tune in for the next one.
A mi manera o pa la calle.